there's something brewing out in the Atlantic, that they weren't sure which or where it was going to go. So the next thing you know, I'm going like, what the heck's going on here? This thing isn't supposed to be coming up towards us, this time of year. And then sure enough, the European model said it's going to come right into New Jersey or the New York Harbor. And of course, obviously, the rest is all history. And I would say probably 98% of the boats that stayed in the water didn't sustain any damage. They were all fine, as long as they secured them correctly. Our plans were basically, if it's like Irene or a little deeper, we have hip waders, and we're going to go outside and, do damage control, so to speak. And as the first surge came in, we're sitting there playing cards with the kids, and all of a sudden you hear the boat going clunk, 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 clunk. It's like, all right, well, we saw it was deep water a couple minutes ago. Now all of a sudden the boat's all piled up into the house. We went to the back door where we took our boots and stuff off and went to go get into the water, going like, that's too deep. That's 5-6 foot deep in the back area there. And so then it was kind of like, all right, well, we're not going out there to do anything with the boats. It would be too dangerous to try to fend boats off, above your head, with 70-mile-an-hour winds pushing on them. Next thing you know, the water's coming a little higher, and then coming a little higher. And I brought my hip waders from the back porch, like, into the house. And actually, Mike did his own wood floors there, so he took a lot of pride into it. And then, of course, unfortunately, another 10-15 minutes later, the water coming into the house, getting on the wood floors. At that point, I guess I was able to put my hip waders on, walking around the house so that, I wasn't getting wet and cold. But, it was too late for the floor. Now, we couldn't do any work Tuesday because it looked like Grand Central Station with everybody coming down, checking on their boats, and people looking to see, wow, holy crow, look at all this, again, a 40-foot boat sitting in the middle of the street. So everybody was coming down to see what that looked like. Walking around dazed, between seeing all the boats down and, our houses having water. Like, what do you do first? To start picking up all the driftwood that was in the yard, or you start picking up the boats, or clean up the oil that had spilt here or there, or go home and pick the house up. And Del Marine was the one who said, we got to get the crane down here because we're not going to be able to pick all these boats up with the equipment we have here. And luckily his machines were high enough, didn't get wet. But other boatyards, like even ours, we had to get our forklifts, repaired from the water damage too. And we kind of got somewhat organized, said, all right, have them come down. We came down our driveway on the south side of the building, picked, 20-something boats up over here on Thursday. The crane moved around to the other side of the building on Friday. And again, we had in between done some little boats that we really didn't need the crane for, picked up the other, 15 boats on this side here, and said, okay, good, I can go on my cruise now.